Hey, Sam. Great little video that you just sent over. I really enjoyed watching it. The farm is, I mean, I don't know what you call it. Your businesses and stuff is looking amazing. I can't believe you made $17,000 off of the paper mill in the first run of the first month. That is going to be incredible going for you. I mean, if you can keep that thing stocked with the deadwood, either off of your property or off of the contracts, oh my God, that's big money in the bank every single month, brother. That was such a great idea. I thought you were crazy for doing it. I would recommend you pay off that loan though, because 17 versus 17.5, you're paying 500 every single month in interest on that particular loan. But if you could go ahead and just get rid of that loan altogether, then you would be making more around 17.5 every month on that particular run. In addition to that, buying that piece of property that you got, that is amazing. It is a beautiful location, absolutely fantastic. I would recommend you think about maybe moving the homestead down there instead of staying up on the mountain, but hey, that's totally up to you. And as far as this metal refinery thing that you were talking about, not for sure exactly what that's all about. So I'm super curious on what that looks like, what's it going to cost you, so on and so forth. I'm really, really curious about that. But hey, what's going on with me? I'm up here at the shop trying to buy up some bags of feed because I just had pigs delivered, and I also got me some more goats, and I bought some chickens as well. So the animal dealer just left. I just threw in some hay. Or not some hay, but I threw in some straw to be able to get some straw for the pigs. So they got straw and they've got water, but they've got no food. So I need to come up here and get food. Now, I do have the potatoes, the corn, and the wheat that I will want to feed them later on, but I'm still learning exactly the balance of exactly what they need to be able to do that. So I'm not 100% sure on what is going to take to actually get them balanced, so that they are able to in turn grow at the most efficient way as possible. So the guy who sold me the animals, the animal dealer, said if I start off with pig food, then pig food actually has the right combination of balance between protein and root crop and the kind of the four balances that they need. It already exists in the pre-made pig food, so it'll give me the right balances, and then I can figure out what those balances are, what those percentages are, and then I can see about how I could like supplement it, add a little more from the root crops, add a little bit more from my grain, add a little bit more from my my grains, my corn as well. I think of corn as a grain. I don't know why I do that, but I do. But anyway, so I have the wheat and the corn. Now what I'm missing is I don't have any protein for them. So that's going to be a key in the future, is being able to isolate some protein or be able to grow some protein. So that can mean that one of our crops out here, we might actually do sorghum. And I think that would be cool to do sorghum. So not for sure about all the details that I got to learn, but get this over here to the pigs and get them some food going. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Get all this unloaded. All right, there we go. So got them some food, and now let me show you what they look like. Got a mess over here I got to clean up. Look at these. Aren't these great? These are black black pled, PLEID or something like that. I don't remember the name of them right now, but they're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll jump over the fence, take a look at them. Look at these. So I got me a couple of sows that had some little ones, and I got the boar. So this group has actually come from the same farm up the road. So they're used to me. Look at the wonka-donkers on that boy. Hey big boy, don't bite me. Look at this little guy. Ain't he cute? Oh my God, I love him. Okay, so let's take a look and see if I got everything squared away for them right now. Okay, going into the animals, going into the pigs. Oh, PIED, not L. I was trying to put a plaid or plid or something in. So they're black pied. Black pied. I don't know why they're called black pied, but That's the one I'm going to call it anyway. Okay, let's see here. So 4,000, that's the maximum I can put in is 20,000. So 20,000 would be the max. And then I'd want to keep these ratios, right? So if I was to come in here and put 20,000 liters of root crop, then that would just take care of all the capacity because you only have so much capacity. So it's 50% base food, 50% grain, 25% grain, 20% protein, root crop. So we have root crop, we have grains, and we have base food, but we don't have any protein. So yeah, I'll go ahead and think about what those ratios look like because I think I'm going to have to get a smaller trailer to kind of do that. You know what? That's actually a good idea. I'm going to look into that too, getting a smaller wagon of some sort to be able to use my small tractor instead of the big tractor and be able to fill in the crops for the pigs. But yeah, we got pigs. And what was the other thing? Oh, chickens. Yeah, we got some chickens. Look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? I absolutely love them. There's a whole mixed breed of chickens running around out here now, along with the ducks and the pigs. Yeah, I talked about the pigs. Oh, look, there's my rooster. Oh, he's stuck in the ground, or he's just sitting down. Okay, so I then went ahead and got some more goats. So here we'll take a look at the goats. They're exactly the same breed. I just wanted more. I felt like I had enough money in the bank where I could go ahead and get a few more. And I'm really super excited that I have them. And I'm, it's just starting. So this is what I got to shoot for. So with goats, I'm hoping to sell off the goats and also get milk at some point in the future. And I'm thinking about putting a little milk production, like making some cheese. I think some really high quality goat milk cheese would be fantastic. I think that would sell really well. So I'm going to think about how I can put in that little production at some point in the future. I've got my fields out here kind of good to go. They are limed. I think they all need to be fertilized. Yeah, no fertilizer on them as of yet. I was just getting ready to do that. Let's jump in here and just fertilize these bad boys real quick. Yeah, and then the idea that I have is I definitely want to continue growing enough crops to where I could, sustain my animals. So that means I got to think about a sorghum field, and the reason why I'm going with sorghum as opposed to sunflowers, if I go with sunflowers, I'm going to need more equipment. I'm going to need different equipment, but with equipment that I have right now, I can actually do sorghum. So I'm going to look into purchasing another field around me to do sorghum. What I'd like to do is find one of these fields that currently have some sort of crop in them. That way I could buy the field, harvest the crop, sell the crop, store the crop, do whatever it is with the crop. So I already have that investment of the crop in the investment of the land. So I'm just not getting land that's raw. I already have something there. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I've got 4 tracts of land around me that I think all are comparable to the task that I want to perform. And, having a sorghum field. Oh, I'm just not getting in the edge there. That's going to drive me crazy. OCD is a problem. And, so I'll be able to, like I said, plant up with everything that I have. I'll be able to plant sorghum, and I think sorghum is going to be the key to finish off my hogs. Now, according to the numbers that I've been running, of course, I'm purchasing the hogs, and then I will be birthing my own hogs at some point in the future. But right now, everything is being purchased with the hogs. So I think my return on investment is probably going to be a year and a half, 18 months is I think when I'll actually be able to kind of see a profit on my hogs. And that's just a guesstimate right now based off of the little knowledge that I have, what the animal dealer has told me, and the current price of food. So if I get the price of food covered with being able to plant and recover my own, then that'll also help me out in the future. So I think the next 18 months, I'm just going to be putting time and energy into the hogs, and not really much time and energy. All I really have to do is just keep their food in good order, and they will take care of everything else. I've got my automatic water system going, so I don't have to worry about delivering them water. The only thing I really have to worry about, like I said, is food. And once the I already got the crops, so once I figure out the ratios and I get the ratios down, which we just learned what the ratios were with the pig food, I will be able to then parse out what I currently have in storage and put it to good use with the hogs. Now, the challenge of that right now, I think, is also going to be is I don't currently have a good way to do small quantities, right? I'd have to think about how I, just get, like, let's just say I want 2,000 liters of potatoes. I'm going to really have to think about how I'm going to start and stop of getting 2,000 liters of potatoes without having to like make multiple loops and dump stuff back in because I took too much with me. So I'm not really sure how all of that's going to work. I think a little piece of equipment might help me with that. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is find a small trailer that will help me kind of finish those kinds of things. And also, because I live out here in this new temperate zone, we don't have growing seasons. So I am super excited about that. So not only is it October, from our calendar point of view, in the world, by the world calendar, pretty much it's October, but I don't have to worry about growing seasons in this temperate climate. I can actually grow wheat year round. I can grow potatoes year round. I can grow every crop that I want year round. Now, of course, it still takes the same amount of time to grow the crop. If it takes 6 months to grow a crop, it takes 6 months to grow a crop. But I don't have to worry about only planting wheat in March or only planting cotton, for example, in September, and so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to plant these fields as soon as I get them ready to go. They're going to be planted. So that will give me an opportunity to get multiple crops off of these fields in the same year. That, I think, will also help me with my base costs, and it'll also help me get prepared with my animals. Now, I do want some cattle, but I'll be honest with you, I'm a little intimidated though. What a little bit of reading I've been doing about cattle, specifically milk cattle. Now, meat cattle, I don't think I have a problem with that because they are very similar to the hogs. You basically feed them, let them reproduce, and sell them off. Not a big deal. But I'm going to shoot for milk cattle. Again, going back to my goat cheese production, if I can also get another production going with cow's milk as well, I think that would be really, really cool. Now, the field that I was looking at possibly buying is this one right here on the right. And check this out. It currently already has canola in it. Now, this canola, I can do anything with that I want to, so I could actually crush this canola up and be able to sell it as canola oil. There's also this field over on this side of the property, and check out what is currently in it right now. All right, this thing actually has soybeans, and soybeans would be cool at the same time. And then all the way over on the other side of the property, there is currently another piece of property over there that's for sale, and I believe it's got cotton in it, is what I think it's got. I think it's got cotton. Let's go take a look real quick. But again, this would be one where I'd kind of purchase it, but I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have any equipment to be able to harvest cotton. And I think cotton is what is currently on there right now. I'm going to go look. I believe that's what he had when I first moved here, and I think that's what he put it back with. But let's go check it out and see if it's. Oh, look at the pigs! They're so cool. Okay, let's go look and see what this field is over here. So there's field wraps up to the top of the farm, and I believe it's cotton. I think the last time I saw it was cotton. Let's see here. Yeah, it's cotton. And so I'm kind of scared of getting that field because then I'd have to rent equipment to get the cotton off, and I'm not sure. I guess you just sell the cotton straight up. And then of course this right here is part of that field. It's also cotton. It kind of wraps down and around the trees down there. It kind of makes a horseshoe shape. And then there's this field. It's just been plowed. It's been not been rocked. It's got weeds growing in it. It's not been fertilized, and the guy just dumped oats into it. Like you'd almost want to buy this and plow it under, because you'd want to get the rocks off of it. You'd want to maybe fertilize it. I mean, I could go ahead and buy it and fertilize it, and then the oats would grow. That's definitely an idea. I hadn't thought about that as of yet. And just suffer the yield bonus. These rocks will beat up my equipment a little bit, but that might actually be a good idea. I didn't know he had oats in there. Oh, I'll have to think about that one. But anyway, super excited out here on the farm. What else was I going to share with you? I guess that's about it, man. I've got the fields prepped, so now I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to do from a planting point of view, and I think I'm going to go do exactly what we talked about last time. The field on the upper left on the hill, I'm going to do that with grass. That is a future field to be able to get grass for TMR for the cattle. Pretty sure I'm going to do this field here on the left in corn, and this field here I'm 99% sure I'm going to go back with wheat on this particular field. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good course of action. Now the front I've been thinking a lot about. If I do get some productions like my cheese and that kind of stuff, I want to be able to sell to the public, and I think this spot out here on the road would be a good place to have it, right? So let's say maybe I was thinking about maybe cutting me a new road going straight across there. That way, when I go up to the town, I have just a straight shot in the property. Maybe put in a couple productions here along the road that will serve a purpose of a selling point as well as the production point itself. That would leave about half of this field here. And honestly, I was thinking about just putting it back in grass. I need the grass for the goats. I'll need grass I'll need grass in the future for my cattle. So I'm kind of thinking about just doing this productions and a grass field out here. And I think that might work pretty cool. I think it would work okay. So I'd go ahead and finish and fertilize this and plant that in grass as well as the one on the top. Now, that means I don't have any potatoes at that point. But my thought was this. If I could pick up this piece of property here and kind of then split it where the tree line is, then instead of having cotton in here, obviously I would do something different. I would throw in like maybe potatoes on this side, and then maybe on the other side, I could think about maybe throwing some canola up here. So canola up there and then potatoes down here, but I'd hate to plow under the cotton, right? It's already growing. It's got a good growth state on it. It looks fantastic. It's got a 98% bonus on it right now. So I don't want to disturb that at all. So yeah, I might think about this one up here. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to grab up my planter and I am going to plant out these 3 fields and go from there. Actually, you know what? While I have this on, I think I'll just run over and fertilize the front, even though I may build buildings on the front side of that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and fertilize the whole thing. Won't take just a minute with this huge fertilizer that I got going on here. Okay, Sam, I have spent $40,000 on 2 pieces of equipment. Oh my goodness. So it's a lot of money to be putting down. So I found this old John Deere planter here. So it's a older model. And the guy said it will be more than plenty to do everything that I do. So I'm super excited about this thing. And it wasn't bad. It was 12,000, I think is what it was. So pretty happy with this purchase. Just get this to the farm real quick. It's a little wide, so I'm hoping to get down the road as fast as possible here. Now, this will actually allow me to do 3 different crops. So I can do corn with it. I could do sunflower seed or sunflowers with it. I could do soybean, and I can do sugar beets, and I can do cotton, which is really interesting. Canola as well. So this will give me some options in the future that I hadn't really thought about before. And I'm just going to park it right here for now while we go up and get the roller. Now, the roller was the most expensive because it is actually a dual machine. It is a roller mulcher. And I thought, well, I don't need a mulcher right now, but if I do decide in the future, it might be a good piece of equipment. I've got to cut a road right here. That's all it is to it. I'm going to do that next. Yeah, in the future, I might actually need a mulcher. So, getting the roller The cheapest one they had was an old style roller. Didn't really want to go with it. The next best one up from there was something around $35,000-$40,000, I think it was. And I was able to get this mulcher slash roller in the large just size that they had, brand new piece of equipment, and I was able to get this for $26,000. So between this and the planter that I got, I'm spending 40 grand, but I think this multiple piece of equipment here is going to come in very, very handy. It's a great size. It's not too big for the farm as well. So I've been struggling with trying to get good size equipment for the farm. Again, just learning as I go. I hope this will pay out in the future and be something that I will get a lot of use out of. Again, I think in total it was the most expensive. I think it was 26, something like that, after it was all said and done with the upgrades. But yeah, I can actually flip this thing over, put it in the shop, and flip it over to the mulcher. Get out of the way, chickens and ducks. And I think that's going to be a valuable piece of equipment here in the near future. And I'm basically back broke again. I'm down to $28,000. I guess I'm gonna have to go do some more contracts or something, but can't do any of that right now because it's getting to the end of the month, and honestly, I've got to get out here and get this rolled before I can do anything else. I've only got a couple of hours of daylight left, so there's no need to kind of sit around and debate it. It just has to get done. So I'm going to be doing this till late into the nighttime, I guess, and trying to get this thing rolled out before the end of the month. Man, or for the end of the day, which is the end of the month. Wish me luck. Probably next time I turn this recorder on, it'll probably be November, which of course is just a day, but still, oh my goodness, I'm a little stressed right now. I hope this thing works. Hope I can pull it with my little tractor too. Here we go. Let's give it a try. Little tractor seems to be pulling it okay. All right, let's see if I can get this thing knocked out in a couple hours.